All right. Good afternoon, everybody. It's David Perlmutter from Quantum Listing here, and I am really happy and excited to have my friend and colleague, Linda Day Harrison, with us today to talk to us about the 2020 DNA of CRE and maybe give us a little bit of background on the survey and some of the results from prior years. If you don't know Linda, shame on you, but here's a little bit about her. Linda Day Harrison is founder of the Broker List, which is an interactive, collaborative community of commercial real estate brokers and other professionals. Linda is an expert at forging the kind of productive business relationships that are fundamental to CRE success, and nothing sure has ever been said, and we can get into that later. She really is a commercial real estate professional matchmaker. Day Harrison, Linda, to us, was an active CPM and CCIM and traded in her 3-decade career to make finding commercial real estate brokers so much easier. She's a blogger and CRE influencer and has mastered the art of blogging and the use of social media to push her site to the top of Google searches. And she was named one of the 2018 Women in Commercial Real Estate Tech, the top 20 female leaders and influencers by our friends at the News Funnel. And Women in Real Estate Tech, the top CRE tech founders and CEOs in 2017 by Real Estate Tech News. You can follow her on Twitter at twitter.com/DayHarrison and twitter.com The Broker List, or on Instagram.com The Broker List. So thank you again, Linda. But before we actually get started, I don't want to be remiss in thanking our friends at the News Funnel for sponsoring today's webinar and all of our webinars. If you don't know the News Funnel, it's time to get acquainted. You can find it at thenewsfunnel.com. They are a fantastic aggregator of commercial real estate industry news. If you or your company has a website, you can get a commercial real estate news feed sourced by them on your site at no cost. It's a great way to get people to come to your website repeatedly. And also, if you have news to share with the world, it's a great resource for that. And if one last plug here, this one for the broker list, if you're a blogger and you're on the broker list, you can publish your blog to the broker list also. There may be some requirements that Linda could fill us in later, but hello, Linda. Thanks for being here today.
Hi. Thank you so much. You know, I'm just tickled pink to be with you, even though it's virtual. It's like a reunion.
It is. It is. And, yeah. Okay. Well,
and Julia.
One more plug, Linda. One more plug before I really launch you. And this is for the Let's Get Social at the Las Vegas ICSC National Deal Making. So it's on Sunday of at the beginning of ICSC.
Right.
It's at the Aria Sports Bar from 5 to 7. And, come on down and we'll buy you a drink. So,
good point. We've got to start plugging it.
Absolutely. Never too early. All right.
Yeah, okay.
All right. I'll stop plugging things now and turn it over to you. I'm going to make you.
I want to add something to the 3 plugs ago. I just think the News Funnel is fabulous and the people behind it are wonderful. I can't tell you how much they've helped me over the years, and I just think so much of them, and anytime there's anything they're doing, I try to help them. And I think that kind of segues into the whole DNA of CRE and what the DNA of CRE is about. And when I think of it, I know it's corny, but the first thing I think of is teamwork, because it is a massive undertaking for all of us. We all pull together. Did you need to stop?
No, we're good. Just Julie was telling me I needed to switch to the next slide.
Okay, now, do you want me to share my screen yet or wait?
Oh, here's Linda.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I'm gonna make you the presenter.
Okay.
Uh, so hang on a second. And wait. I knew how to do this like 2 minutes ago. All right, here we go. Remote control. That's it. All right. Give access to. Got to pick the right Linda. Okay. All right, Linda. I think you're in the driver's seat.
Let's see now. I'm trying to.
Yep.
I think that's it. Right?
Yes. Yes.
And then I want to go here. No. Nope. Nope. Let's see. I lost the screen. There we go. Okay. Well, as you can imagine, I get this question constantly. What is the DNA of CRE? And the story behind it is really goes back to what I said about, teamwork and friends and colleagues and working together. And that's what the DNA of CRE is about. The Broker List and Buildout, which is myself and, all the people at Buildout, Eva Basca, Sonny Delzani, Ethan, Emma, all the people that work at Buildout that help me and put together all this incredible creative material. And we basically came together to do it. So 5 years ago, we were talking about what can we do that could really make a difference? We want to do things that would help everybody, not just, for ourselves, and educate people and everything all wrapped up in one, and be fun and be creative. So we were really thinking, and we thought, well, one of the biggest things we noticed is that there really wasn't a lot of information about our industry. And there wasn't any stats. We know brokers are very independent creatures. We know the industry is very separated by brokerages because obviously, they're competitors. And what is it that we could do to bring everybody together? So we said, everybody has questions. Everybody wants to know, how are they doing it? How does he do it? How does she do it? Everybody wants to know what their competitors are doing or what the industry is doing. And that's how the DNA of CRE was born. It was actually born from a brainstorming session we had over 5 years ago when we talked about what we could do. And the DNA of CRE was born. I think it was Eva that just said, well, we want to get their DNA. And it just kind of clicked. And we just said, DNA. And then when we coupled that with DNA of CRE, we just fell in love with the term and we kind of ran with it from there. In year one, we were basically an infographic only. And I can show that to you. Let me do that here. If I can get this out of my way. And if you go to the DNA or CRE website, literally our entire history is here. And there's a hamburger menu in the top right that literally chronicles the entire history of this project.
Yeah,
so if you go to the 2015 tab, you can actually see our very basic infographic, which was the first thing we ever did. It was a simple one-page, results of the survey itself. And it was really phenomenal to do it because people are like, wow, an infographic, this is so cool. And you think about 5 years ago, and 5 years ago is like a million years ago in technology. So this was like a big deal back then. And the questions we asked were really basic. One of the things we forgot to ask or didn't think to ask was we didn't think to ask about demographics. So we learned. Every year we learned something new. So that year, Barbie Reuter actually is the one who stepped up and said, Linda, you need to say, are you male? Are you female? Blah, 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 all these questions. I said, Barbie, thank you. So then the next year we added that. So it kind of goes to show you the story behind the DNA, which is that we are a collaborative group. We are listening to everybody and listening to feedback and making changes over the years. So when you see the actual infographic here, you'll realize that it was just a real simple thing. We asked basic questions, but the one question that every year after year, is the biggest response that everybody is unanimous about, even from day one, is what is your biggest stimulus for winning business? And everybody, the majority says relationships. And we had other options like, is it your company brand? Is it data? Is it professional materials? Is it presentations? what is it that gets you your business? And everybody said relationships. So I think that's continued to be the profound and dominating answer year over year on that question. So that's how we started out. And I wanted to make sure everybody knew that we had this history to the right side of the main page, which is always there. You can go to that anytime you want. It's there 24/7, 365. And what's wonderful about it is if you are somebody that wants to write or blog or study our industry, you can go back year after year and look at these infographics and look at the findings that we gathered from all of the brokers and now marketers, because we added marketers. Marketers were added 2 years ago, which we absolutely loved. We think that the marketers are a big part of the industry, so that's a new component of the survey. So I wanted to at least give you that background. And I basically have a lot of lessons that I learned in doing the DNA of CRE. Number one was the importance and value of teamwork. Number two is the importance and value of having partners. Being able to stay relevant, which this enables us to do because we're out there, year after year promoting this and gathering information. Being in the know, we really are on top of what everybody's saying and everybody is, the feedback from everybody that responds to our surveys. And then creating our own stats, because I think having stats is really neat because it grounds you with fact. It's valid. Although our survey is really what you say as, brokers or marketers, it still is a stat. So it's nice to have those stats, and I use them all the time. When someone asks me, I say, well, over 50% of brokers are over 50 years old, and stats about demographics and stats about, 20% of our people that respond to our survey are female. So we know, and year after year, it's been 20%. So that kind of stays constant about the male-female thing, because that's a common question.
Wow.
Another stat that's profound is that when you look at the ages of the marketers versus the ages of the brokers are at one end in age, they're over 50. And the marketers are all at the younger end of the spectrum, usually under, 40. So it's kind of interesting to see that as well. The other thing is that the marketers are typically female and the brokers are typically male. So I find that funny how it's that dynamic. But when you get to the DNA of CRE, you have the option of being a broker or marketer to take the survey, and you just simply select whatever you are, whether you're a broker or marketer, and then you just take the survey. What we're doing this year, which I think is really awesome that we didn't do in past years, is we created a very formal and organized promo partner experience, which has been incredible. Our promotional partners here are Alliance International, Atypical by Proxy, Brevitas, Central Realty, Commercial Agent Success Strategies, Perfect. I mean, it goes on and on. CRE Chat, CRE Radio. It's incredible. All of these companies, Quantum Listing, of course, is sponsoring this webinar. All of these companies have stepped up to the plate to help us with the survey. I think that's incredible just in itself. And this isn't just names on a page. These are people working to help us to get more responses. So there is a demand and a need and a search for data and information. All of these companies are working. They're doing something. Quantum Listing, they're putting together this webinar for us. They're promoting us on social media. Atypical, they wrote an incredible blog today that we shared on social media. Everybody's doing something. Tomorrow is a CRE chat, and that's going to be at 7:30 Central Time. So, everybody's pitching in and saying, we want to promote this because we think the more we promote it, the more responses and insights we're going to gain. So I think that's the teamwork part about the DNA of CRE, which is phenomenal. The other thing we do that many people don't know, but we try to tell people, but they don't probably realize it, is we share the actual raw data. We don't share the people, the responses are anonymous who responded, but we share the raw data with you. So you really can take the data, and if you're an analytical person, you could go through the data and make any kind of assumptions you want. For instance, Massimo Group will also do it on commissions, and Rod will go through the survey and find some profound stats about commissions versus the types of brokers, where they're at, what their patterns are, what their trends are, which I think is interesting. And I know Solomon from SVN loves the data. He said he just gobbles it up and goes through it and uses it for so many things, and extrapolates information for his own use in his own business. What's different this year about the survey is we reformatted some of the questions. We put it in a different order and kind of grouped it to kind of be logical. So we hope that those who have taken it in the past see the improvement. We've already gotten some feedback on that, and people have, really liked it. The other thing that we have been doing, or Buildout does, is they do an incredible report that actually is a book. It's a beautiful book that tells the story, and that book is used at different events as handouts and is sent out to people. And it's really a wonderful book. It's very well done. And everything that Buildout does is spectacular. Their graphics, their content people, they put all of this together. What we offer is we do a lot of the promoting, but they do the heavy lifting when it comes to the design, because they have their own graphics people. And Sunny and her team, and Eva and her team, pull all of it together. They comb through the questions. We rehash the questions over and over again. There's a tremendous amount of work that goes into it. We start in September on, reviewing everything and going back through it. And we actually, literally spend months and months putting all of this together. And this part that we did this year with the promo partners was a major undertaking. We have over 25 promo partners, and we're managing the promo partners with giving them graphics and, unique URL codes and different things that they need to promote the DNA SCRE. I think the DNA SCRE has helped people gain insights. I think people have been intrigued by some of the responses, some of the things that are kind of like the opposite of what you think. Brokers on one hand are saying we want more help with outreach. We want to be able to get the word out easier. Yet on the other hand, on some of the survey results, you'll see that their use of social media, their use of email is not as great as it could be. So it's kind of like, the answers sometimes are the opposite of what you think. But anyway, so the DNA SCRE, it's our 5th year. We're really proud of it. If you have any questions, I'm glad to take questions. I think many of you see us on social media, but I'd love to answer some questions if you have any.
Well, I have a question. If you look through the years of data now, what is the most striking change in your mind?
I think social media has been a big one, because in the beginning, not many people were using it, and now it's like skyrocketed. The one that skyrocketed the most, or the two, I should say, were Instagram and LinkedIn. In the beginning, those were pretty low on the, use end, and now they're skyrocketed. So those have changed quite a bit.
Yeah. I can't remember. There is a question about, at least now, about which age bracket people fall into.
Yes.
And is that skewing younger now, or do you see a correlation between the age of people and the people using social?
Well, to be honest with you, things haven't changed that much.
Yeah.
For 5 years. I mean, really, as far as age, it really hasn't changed. I mean, it's inching up, but it's not anything dramatic. But I think that's a really good analysis that could be done. And that's what I mean about getting the raw data. If you're somebody that really likes to dig down and look at our data and say, oh, I want to study this or that, you can literally do it. You could sit there and say, okay, in this age, how many have done this or that? I haven't taken this survey and, beaten it to death and extrapolated everything. It's impossible because there's so much. But if there's something in particular interested in fact, if you throw it out at me, David, like that type of a question, we can probably do it for you and give you the results.
Great. So by the way, I want to just say to the folks who are watching live, if you have questions, you have 2 options. You can either unmute yourself or put them in the chat box, and I will read your question to Linda on your behalf. But we do, it's always nice to have audience participation in these things. So don't be shy, please. I mean, you're real estate brokers. How could you possibly be shy? I mean, you can't be shy in this business. So, and I know you have questions. So,
Well, I wanted to take a break to have people ask questions, but I do want to mention something. I'm going to try to find it real quick if I can. I wanted to, if I can find it here, let me get it. Here it is. I wanted to talk about the prizes this year, if that's okay.
we already gave out a prize.
Yeah, I want to talk about the prizes. The thing we did different this year from last year, which I think is so much fun, is we said, we would like to find people to contribute prizes, plus we're giving prizes as well. And we have staggered milestones of when we're going to release the prizes. So we've already we're past the third milestone, which was quantum listing, which was the 150th respondent. Quantum listing was a 1-year subscription, and that went to Michael Flynn of South Pace.
Yeah.
Which I thought was awesome and exciting. Have they responded yet?
I don't think so, but we'll be reaching out this afternoon.
Okay. And then we had the second prize, which was the 100th. We gave a Nike gift card, a $75 Nike gift card, and that went to Robin Thuringer of Mid-America. And then the first milestone was given by Eric Harris and Perimeter CRE with the 50th respondent, and that was an Amazon Echo Auto. I didn't even know there was an auto for that.
What is the Amazon Echo Auto?
It's for your car.
Oh, seriously? Wow.
Yes. And that went to Mark Hernandez of HPI Real Estate Services. And then we have going forward, we have SBN giving a Google Home out for the 200th. By Proxy is giving an exclusive marketing bundle. That's the 250. Progressive Real Estate, that one's going to be exciting, is the 300th, and they're giving a $250 Amazon gift card. Then we've got a Starbucks gift card. We've got News Funnel giving free ad space for the 500th. Digsy giving an iPad for the 600th. So come on, guys, we need to get people to take the survey so we can get this high up.
Yeah, I mean, we're only 2 days into it, and we've already, you already have over 150 responses.
Isn't it cool? We've got CRE Radio giving advertising for the 700th. Then Buildout and Broker List are giving for the 800th a $75 Nordstrom gift card. Real Massive is giving a 3-month data queue subscription for 900, and then we're doing another 75 Whole Food, and the grand prize at the end is a $500 Visa gift card. Now, all of the ones that are random means that we're picking from everybody, so everybody has a chance to win these multiple prizes. But if you want to track who the winners are, just search hashtag prize winner and DNA SCRE to see which ones we've already given out. So that's exciting. And we're real proud of our promo partner prize people. I think it's a blast.
So that is really cool. I think we have a question if you want to ask a question now.
Yay.
This one's from Mark. He says he's noticed an increase in video on LinkedIn and emails. Is this your observation also?
Oh yeah, good point. Yes, obviously that is. In fact, I'm glad you brought that up because over the years, we've had to change the questions. And that's another thing. It's kind of interesting. Companies come and go, technologies come and go, and different tools are coming and going. So we've had to add things like virtual reality and AI and things that we didn't have in our first survey. So yes, people are using those more than they have in the past. That's absolutely true. And you can see that when you go to our survey and look at the history and go year to year at all of the results and the reports, and it shows you, what people are saying they're using. And you can see how our questions have changed as well. Thank you for the question.
Yeah, thank you, Mark. So, Linda, how would you feel about taking us through the surveys and
sure,
doing our
so I'm gonna you tell me, you cut me off, Dave, because I know you have more to do. I don't want to take up the whole time.
No. It's all about you today and the DNA.
Yeah. So this is the beginning, and then it says first we're going to learn about you and your brokerage, and we ask what is your company type, independent or national, and we find that to be a real interesting question because everybody wants to know how many are independent, how many are national. And let's see, now this box is in my way. Let's see here, go to.
I want to make one comment on the independent and national and what you were saying before about how everybody says that relationships are, the most important part about winning business. I think that is, heartening to an independent broker like me, because not only do I have quantum listing, but I'm a broker for the last 30 something.
Right.
And, back, 15 or 20 years ago, I think, there was I'll call it like, a move to go, bigger companies to use the nationals and multinational companies, because, if there were any problems that cropped up, or the results weren't what were expected, you had defensible failure on your side. You said, well, we use, I don't want to besmirch anybody saying, but, we use XYZ, they're one of the top 3 companies in the world. And, it's nice to know that people look beyond that now, and they're really looking at, the quality of the professional and not just the organization that they're a part of.
Well, when you think about it, David, and of course, I think there's pros and cons to both. We could list them to the cows come home. In our very first survey, 59% were independent. Okay. So, I mean, I think it still runs true. I don't think that there's more national. I think has been more independent.
Yeah.
But I think when you get back to this other answer, I'm just using this one because it's easy to show you, being that relationships are 71%. The other option was company brand. That was 4%. So I think that ties to that, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, 100%. And, it just shows how smart customers are. So.
Right, but my point is, it's saying what is your biggest stimulus? And this literally has been consistent. It's saying relationships are 71, personal reputation 18. I thought that was interesting. Company brand 4. So, I mean, to me, that's kind of telling, kind of interesting.
Yeah, no, it truly is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's go back.
And then this is always another biggie. The biggest challenge in marketing listings, maximizing exposure, how to get the most eyeballs. That's usually consistent as well. People are always looking for, how do I get the most out? How do I get myself out there, as much as I can?
And it's a good thing for companies like yours and mine that that's what the pain point for our colleagues.
Yeah.
All right, shall we go back to the survey?
Yeah. I'm so proud of this setup that I can do this. It's so fabulous.
Incredible.
Now, I don't know if I have to, if I can't close this window. Is this, let me see, is this, I'm trying to get this window out of my way and I don't know how to do it. Okay. All right, so let's go to this. And then the first question is, what is your company type? I guess I need to take the survey, but I hope I don't win. I won't. Okay, so then the next question is, what is your brokerage, what state is your brokerage located in? So I guess I'll just pick a state. What best describes your brokerage's location? Are you city, suburban, and rural? That really makes a difference. That would be a cool analysis too, on some of it. I'll say I'm rural. I'm a farmer. Okay, how many brokers are in your local office? We always think this is interesting as well. I'll say I'm a small company. How many years have you worked in commercial real estate? I'll go low. What was your gross, I can't talk. What was your gross commission income in 2019? I'll say it was a big shot. On average, how many hours do you work in a week? I think I'll say a lot.
Yeah.
What age range do you fall into? I'll throw the young ones a bone here. What gender do you identify with? This we've changed. This is we've changed this over the years. We've added these to be politically correct. Okay. Which property type did you sell or lease the most of in 2019? I'll say that one. Let's talk about how you manage your data at different phases of your deal cycle. Yeah, see how we got it organized this year is a little different. What is your top source for finding property information? This changes as well. This changes too. I'm not going to pick that one. I will pick, I'll pick this one. Okay, how do you gather your comp information and data? I guess I'll say this. Do you share your comp data with others at your brokerage? No. That's probably the most common answer. Does your company have a shared content? I'll say no. What do you guys think? Do you think that's a yes or a no?
That's a no.
That's what I thought. Do you keep a private database? Yes. What tool do you use? Oh, geez. Oh, my goodness. Let's see. Boy, I'm going to have to say Buildout.
Yeah.
Would you recommend Buildout to others? Of course. Why? Oh, my gosh. Now, see, this is interesting.
And by the way, if anybody is watching and hasn't gotten a demo of Buildout and Buildout Elite, it's truly worth the time. It's really great technology. Buildout is a syndication partner of both Linda's and ours.
Yes.
And
oh, yeah.
It's really fantastic.
What I love about Buildout is that they just want to work with everybody, and I think that's fabulous. Now let's explore how you manage the different phases of your deal cycle. How do you prospect for new clients? I love all these questions, and I think everybody's going to be eager to see the answers, don't you?
Absolutely, and I love that you can give more than one. Choose as many as you like here.
Right, right. Well, I guess I'm going to go with that one, and of course this one, and this one. Notice I didn't pick social media because I guess I don't look at it as a thing for prospecting per se.
I got another answer for you for next year, and that's foot canvassing, the old shoe leather.
You don't consider cold calling prospecting the same?
I guess I really.
Well, say other.
Yeah,
Okay, put it in.
Yeah, I think I did when I answered the survey.
Well, at least if there's two, we'll add it next year.
Yeah.
Okay. How many hours a week do you spend prospecting? A lot. Yeah. On average, how many leads do you expect to win a month? A month? Oh my God. Boy, if I were lucky, I'd get that many.
Yeah.
What is the price of your average listing? Well, go here. What is the length of your average deal cycle from first on market to close? I don't know. What is the number one reason you use a listing site? Probably that. Which listing sites do you use most? What does this say? Between 1 and 3. Okay, well, that's going to be easy. Let's see here. Let's go down here. I'm going to do that one.
Good choice. Good choice.
Yeah. And let's see what else. What else is a good one here? Let's see. Oh, so many friends on this list. I want to cry. Okay. This one.
Easy.
And that one. There you go. I don't want to pick myself. Why do you use these listing sites the most? Reasons as they all. Once you win a listing, do you manage the marketing process, or will someone on your team manage it? Ooh, I'm gonna say I do. What tactics do you use to market your listings? Oh my gosh. Wow. I'm gonna say probably all.
Yeah.
Probably the works here. There's nothing I wouldn't use, I guess. I'd use every tool in the drawer.
Yeah.
Oh, I want it. Let's see. I don't know if this was on the list, but I'm going to add it. Trade shows. Let's see. Was that on the list? I don't think it was.
No, I don't think so.
And which do you find to be the most effective? That. Once you close your deal, do you manage the back office process or will someone on your team manage it? Once you close your deal, what technologies do you use to manage your back office work? Well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Would you recommend? Yes. Now we want to hear your predictions. Okay. In your opinion, was the economic opportunity in 2020? Wow. What is the main influence behind your very positive economic outlook for CRE in 2020? Phew. Oh, that's a tough one. What is my main influence?
Yeah, especially in an election year, they're going to do whatever they can to keep going.
Covering my butt here.
Yeah, the virus. It gets a little scary though.
Well, that's the only thing I see negative.
Yeah. Actually, I got an email from somebody today saying, "Don't fear the virus, respect it." So.
Oh, God. Which property do you expect to sell or lease the most of this year? I'll say that. Do you stay up to date with what's going on in CRE? Or how do you stay up to date? Oh boy. Probably for me, that. For the last 3 years, brokers have identified relationship building as their top stimulus for winning business. Do you think this will be your top stimulus in 2020? How will you cultivate your relationships in 2020? Ooh, wow.
I love that you have golf outings. That's one of the options.
I like happy hours. No, I'm just kidding. Do you believe the CRE industry staffing needs will grow, shrink, or stay the same? I say grow. Does your company plan to actively recruit more brokers and other team members this year? Yes, that's a constant. And finally, tell us a little about technology. What technology is most valuable to your deal cycle? Wow. Ooh. I'm gonna say the tough one.
Yeah.
What technology is missing from Sierra that help you with your day-to-day work? Just typing.
Yeah, the new version of Word that I downloaded from Office 365 now features prominently a dictation mode.
Oh, to me, the talking is, as long as the talking gets better.
Yeah.
Based on your income in 2019, you as a top performer, would you be in position? Yes. How would you like us to follow up with you after the survey? I'll just say none of the above. Okay, there we go. There you can reach me. And I better not win. They're going to spit out my name and say, hey, you won.
Yeah.
Anyway, thank you, David, for letting me do that. That was fun.
Yeah.
I hope people didn't fall asleep.
Tell us a little bit about the marketer survey.
Well, it's similar, but you don't want me to go through the whole thing?
I think you can encapsulate it and maybe not go through all the questions. Just
Well, yeah, I think the marketer is really a more technical survey on how you actually are physically marketing your company and your listings and your brokers, asking specific questions like, are you taking headshots for your brokers? Do you keep up your broker profiles? How do you market your listings? How many clicks do you get on your emails? What is your open rate on your emails? Really detailed technical stuff for marketers. So if a broker is also the marketer in their company, they can jump over and take the marketer survey because it is different. And it's, when you think about it, that's who really pushes our industry behind the scenes are the marketers. But, and we're embracing that because we know, and you know too, David, in your company, that you deal with a lot of the marketers, don't you?
Absolutely, yeah.
And admins and, people that are in charge of pushing the button, so to speak.
And overseas virtual assistants is the new thing.
Yes, exactly. Oh, yes, yeah. It's funny you said that because I spoke to a company recently. They were talking to me about potentially advertising on the broker list, and I said, boy, that's a great idea. And they were, and I said to them, it kind of rattled off a couple of company names, and they said, oh yes, our people are trained on those. I thought, wow, that's impressive. In other words, they knew of the technologies in commercial real estate because they have to know all these products.
Wow. Huh.
I thought that was eye-opening.
Yeah, sure is.
So,
wow.
I mean, I can go on and on, but I'm trying to be respectful of your time.
Well, let's ask the folks that are watching if they've got any further questions.
If anybody's still left.
We still have folks. I see one of our new partners is here. So I want to say give a shout out to Pradeep, who we're going to start featuring on our website in the next, actually pretty soon. They have a new company called Land Checks, and
yes, I know who. Yes, he reached out to me, but I didn't know what it was about.
No,
and I sent him an email, and I said, "What is this? You have to explain more what it is." And I didn't get. So I'm eager to hear what your findings are on that.
It's really interesting. Like if you're buying a property or developing property, or even just going to pick an office space, they search a variety of databases, and they'll give you information on cell phone towers in the area, brownfields in the area, and different layers of information like that, so you can make a more informed decision about where you're going to locate or develop property, and it's going to be a very valuable resource to the community.
Well, yeah, but I guess what I'm trying to, what is the partnering part? What is the technical partnering?
So they're going to, there'll be a button on our site that when you're on a listing, you'll be able to click the button, and the Land Checks will pick up the location from us and deliver back a PDF report with the information that you want.
Oh, okay. So it's not integrated per se.
No, it's with you'll end up on their site, or they'll deliver a PDF to you through us.
And is it free?
Pradeep is going to have to answer the pricing information. I'm not 100% sure how it may start out free and then become a fee service as they get along. Pradeep, if you want, maybe either unmute yourself or type something in the chat box for us, please.
Yeah, he did reach out to me, and like I said, I emailed him back and I said, can you give me more information? I asked him a bunch of questions, and I haven't heard back yet.
Linda, see, I'm not sure, maybe, hi, this is Pradeep here. So the whole concept, hi, nice meeting you.
You too.
So the purpose of this land check is to give you all information around the property. First thing, give you in the Google Maps so that you can visualize in a better way, okay? And the second purpose is that you can read some information, whatever you have, especially the city zoning or planning commission agendas coming, okay? That is a very unique, no one has done that big job we done it. Okay, we cover up 20 MSS. So what are the agendas coming for today's meeting in your city? It is there at least before the meeting.
Is it
okay?
so? Is it more for people with land listings?
No, it
than
doesn't
just
matter.
like
It could be anyone, any CRE property, anyone, even from a big investor to the small investor, even for your own home. If they're building a new subdivision, the school may getting overcrowded. You can go and contest. Yes, today no one goes and contests with the city or county department. Yes,
right?
because we don't even know, because it's coming other side of the road. I don't even know.
So
Because I always travel north.
so I guess my question is, where are you getting the information from? Because that's a lot of municipalities and a lot of governments.
We done it going to each of the municipality department, doing a semi-automation process. We go every day at least to 200 cities. Every day we go to at least 200 cities.
Okay, so 200 cities. Okay.
Yes. So we go to 200 cities daily, get the data off. Like it is, I would say it's like 80% automated, 20% manual iteration is there. Gotcha. Because something is always does not work in the cities the way they do the agenda files. But we got the technology up and running right now. So I've done for almost a year right now. I felt comfortable. So I'm reaching like a bunch of the commercial listing, and David was the first person. Pradeep, sounds good. Let up, hands up. Okay. Then we almost done our integration. Maybe by Monday we should be go live with the David, because we're doing some integration testing right now with the quantum listings, so that it be very smooth. Yes. Okay. And the reason why we never integrated with the David, with the quantum listing inside their maps, because we done with the other company, okay, then we burned our fingers very hard, okay. And I would be thankful for David, okay. He done a very simplest and easiest way, okay. The first company where we done our development, we miserably failed. Now when I shown the David concept, they're giving a thumbs up and they're coming on board too soon, okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, well, that's what happens with technology, especially working with Google Maps. Yes. That can be complicated.
No, the reason is that we got to see, when you look some of the, you can just, today it's a free right now. You can just go and give us some property. It gives you like a 10 or 20 attribute categories of data. Some of like a roads, transmission lines, which are like a polygons, yes. So that takes a lot of stress on our server, and what is happening because of the security complaints. Like we got like in a maximum 1 second, we have to respond back to the most of the technological servers. Okay, if you don't respond, you get a timeout.
Yeah.
So we got that. That is what we learned. The first integration was failed, and then the David given a good solution. Then everybody, we moving forward, we may go on the quantum listing approaches, unless you wanted hosted inside your company, like a CBRE. If they have the big accounts, they can host internally for all the agents. We can do that one. That is a different.
Well, I think there's tremendous opportunity in marrying our data, which would be whatever our members are sharing, with the various databases out there. We had one for a while. They're no longer in business, which is sad. That was about oh gosh, what was it? Tax incentives. What all the tax incentives are around the country with all the different municipalities and governments. And it was really awesome. It would show you, what was available. They're no longer doing it. I wish they were. It was called Rain ID. Do you remember that, David?
Yes, I do. I'm sorry.
And we had that on our site, and we had it married, and then they just kind of moved on. I think probably what happens with a lot of these sites is that they really can't sustain, because they're trying to make money and they're not making the money they need to keep the site going. So what are your plans on that, Pradeep? How are you going to monetize?
The way I'm thinking is that, see, like all the listing companies, we want to distribute some X amount of money, okay? Like a quantum listing, Brevitas, like in a list storage, the list self-storage, okay? There is other company I'm working. All these three companies maybe to start, okay, I want to do the beta plan right now, because Brevitas is very positive right now. The list storage company is very positive on we are doing financial discussions. Okay, slowly we're doing all these discussions. Once we know we are a good market, maybe all of us we say, hey, this is helpful for you, okay, to make the what we call part of our cost. Okay, like in a quantum listing, we say we may charge $1 to give this information. Okay, the reason is that may be helpful for transfer the cost to me also, and some X money to a quantum listing. That way, what happens is that it may help to sustain, and you get information up to date. Okay, because see the way I done prototyping, imagine you're getting a zoning agenda which even you don't even know how to go to the department. Okay, I myself spend like so many hours to get this whole niche of the going to planning commission, and they're taking a decision. And today I've seen my own daughter going to an old school which they promised me to send to the new school when I bought my subdivision. Okay, then I said, why I did not contest it. I'm supposed to drive 5 minutes to highway, now it's take 30 minutes to reach the highway.
Right. Yeah, I know. Well, thank you for sharing. I just think the cost is always going to be the thing, so you'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, we narrowed the cost pretty much. Okay, we done pretty comprehensive in a cost factor, but only thing that I need a guy support from you, all the people, and I say that it is like I want to be like in a model of the grade schools. Okay, they put in the cost around 1,000 people, so that what happens, everybody gets the pie and they be reasonable in charging. Okay, that is where I want to be grade schools concept.
Great.
So we'll do something in the March, around March, me and David are planning to do a webinar. So please share to as long as people so that we can get sustainability. See, again, that is a big challenge for all of us, technological guys.
Right. Well, I'm eager to see how it goes for you guys. I'll be real eager to listen to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Your findings.
Sure.
Excellent. Oh, thank you, Pradeep.
Great.
Thank you.
Let's see. So, any closing thoughts that you have on the survey that you'd like to share, Linda?
Well, my only closing thoughts are thank you to everybody for listening. Thank you to David and Julia and everybody at Quantum Listing for hosting it. And, obviously, please take the survey. If you know a marketer or you know a broker, please share it with them. We're trying to get to 1,000 responses this year, which is going to be really hard to do, but we're really trying. And we hope somebody on this call wins a prize.
Yeah. So, thank you, Linda, so much. I mean, this was wonderful. The DNA of CRE is an incredible resource for our industry, and it's thought-provoking if you really look at those results, because even just looking at the questions, it says hey, maybe I should be doing a little bit differently. There's no time like the present to improve your practice. And I want to just tell you all about some of the upcoming webinars that we have. So next Wednesday at 3, we'll have a webinar about quantum listing, where we'll walk you through the different features of our site. March 11th, we'll have leveraging technology and off-market data to find new listings with Reonomy. So that'll be very exciting. Then,
yeah, that sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Then March 18th, Becca Carlson from Carlson Integrated will be back for her second appearance on our webinar with the whys of marketing. Her first one was the hows of marketing. Becca, I can tell you, prepares like crazy. So you'll get ready for a fire hose of information from Becca on March 18th. March 25th, we're going to have Pradeep with us to take us through all the information resources available through land checks. April 8th, tax strategies for real estate professionals with Kent Fitzpatrick. And then Brian Hennessy from Avison Young will be with us on April 22nd. And sorry, Brian, but could you refresh my memory? See, I'm 57. I don't remember everything anymore. Brian, good. You unmuted yourself.
The due diligence of commercial real estate.
Yes.
Love the topic.
Yeah,
love it.
An excellent topic, and maybe Pradeep will come and pop in on that one also, and things like you guys are in sync with each other. That was awesome. So, and we're gonna find a date for Linda and some of our other fellow commercial real estate commercial real estate technology companies to have a webinar. Maybe we do it April Fool's Day. What do you think?
That would be so much fun. We have to do it.
All right. So, so I want to thank everybody for their time this afternoon. We really appreciate you giving us your time, which is your stock in trade. So now go out there, make some deals, and take the survey. And also thank you, of course, to Julia, who has provided much invaluable assistance for organizing this and all of our other webinars and a million other things. So thank you, everybody.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.
Have a great rest of the day and rest of the week.
Yeah.
And we'll talk to you
soon. Thank you so much, David, Julia. See you guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.